Hey everyone, Blaze here, welcome to the December anime pickups video. Today I'll be showing you obviously everything I picked up in December myself. Anything that was for my birthday or Christmas I'm going to do a separate video for, because most of that stuff wasn't anime. Some of it was, but most of it wasn't, but anyway, I'm going to do that separately anyway. Obviously, December tends to be the holiday sale, especially on Right Stuff, but I didn't take part in that sale at all this year. I feel like the Right Stuff sales the last 2 years haven't been as great in many ways, and in other ways they've been great. Like, it's kind of weird, like, they do lots of little savings on practically everything. That's what they did last year, that's what they did, well, yeah, that's what they did in 2015, that's what they did in 2016. Which doesn't really work for me personally. Like, I like deep cuts on stuff, like, even if it means that not everything goes on sale, I prefer to have the opportunity to buy stuff really, really cheap. But anyway, that didn't happen, so I decided there wasn't really anything that crazy on Right Stuff that I really wanted, in terms of, the price being low enough. So the main thing that tends to happen around Christmas, though, is people on eBay tend to sell stuff a lot, because they're either raising money for presents, or they're having basically an early form of spring cleaning, before they maybe receive stuff or want to start again in the year and stuff. And yeah, around December, people do tend to sell a lot of stuff on eBay, and I've taken advantage of this in the past, and this year I was able to take advantage of it again. Someone was selling a bunch of anime, and I didn't want to miss out. I missed out on a couple of things to someone on the forums, anime News UK forums got a few of the things, and we were basically bidding against each other on a few of these. There's only one here that I kind of regret buying. The rest of them I'm okay with having. They're not things I might, well, a couple of them are, but most of them, they're not things I might have bought otherwise, but they were going so cheap, it was like, now was the time to get them if I was ever going to. So, first up, I've got Karneval. And that's how you say it, isn't it? Yeah, Karneval, which is, I think it's sort of like a somewhat supernatural series. Justice has never been so twisted. But yeah, it sort of looks similar to Black Butler in a way, but isn't anything really like that Butler. But I don't know, like, it's set in like a circus, I'm pretty sure, from the trailer. And there's some weird, mysterious, supernatural goings on. It also looks kind of like a Otome-like or shoujo-like in terms of its art design and stuff. I don't know how much I will actually enjoy the show, but it's Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and it costs all of £7. So even if I'll watch it, and given how much I pay for it, that will kind of weigh pretty heavily on whether I decide to keep it or not. Because if I enjoy it just a little bit, then it's worth having, given it only cost me £7. But if I don't really enjoy it that much, I can always sell it and probably make a profit too. So anyway, that's that. One I did get off the forum. Strange enough, I bought this, I'm pretty sure, from the guy who ended up bidding on. Yeah, I did actually. I was bidding against on a lot of this stuff, but I bought this off his sale thread on the Anime UK forums. It's something I've wanted to pick up for a while, and that is a Colourful, the motion picture. So yeah, this isn't the ecchi thing, this is another anime called Colourful. It's a 2-hour film. Yeah, just over 2-hour film that Sentai Filmworks put out, dubbed. I don't think I'll be watching the dub, because unfortunately Greg Ayres plays the lead. And I've kind of softened on Greg Ayres a little bit recently. Like, originally I actually really liked Greg Ayres, mainly because I really liked him in Big Wind Up. He plays Abe, I was about to say wicket keeper. You can tell I'm English. The guy that catches the ball, the catcher, I guess. Yeah, he plays him in the English dub for Big Wind Up, and I liked his performance in that quite a lot. And occasionally I do like Greg Ayres' performance, but I feel like he's overused and is very much typecast. I guess I don't really know the right phrase for it, but he always seems to play the same sort of character, and it just kind of gets annoying after a while. He plays the main character in this, and I saw the trailer for it. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch this in English. But anyway, I'm looking forward to watching this one. I think it's about suicide, I'm pretty sure. 2 lies, 2 deaths, 1 riddle. So yeah, I don't know if it's like a mystery to people's suicide, or it's just an exploration in suicide. Obviously, Japanese culture and suicide is unfortunately quite prevalent in Japanese society and stuff. So anyway, I'm looking forward to checking this out. I think, like, I hope it's not too miserable or anything. I hope it's a good film. It certainly looks like it's animated amazingly well, so there's that to look forward to, I guess. Anyway, that's colourful. Next up, we've got one that I got in the cheap eBay auctions or whatever. Picked this one up. I've been wanting to get it, but I decided to definitely, when I saw it on these eBay auctions, pick this one up, go in hard on the auction for it, because bidding gets people. Because Dylan really liked this show, and that is a Black Bullet, and it seems like something I would really enjoy as well. So, got the front and the back, the spine. I think it's got like slight supernatural elements to it, about these two guys that work for the government, or they're against the government, one or the other. Okay, there's a virus that spreads like wildfire. Infected host rapidly mutate, gaining new powers and abilities. So kind of like a virus ends up turning people into superhumans or mutants, X-Men style maybe, I don't know. Though it looks cool though. It looks like something I would definitely enjoy, so yeah, and Dylan recommended it. So yeah, Black Bullet. Picked this up for like 12 quid, so yeah, well worth it. Next one, again I picked this one up really cheap. I can't remember, this one might have been one of the cheapest ones, but this one isn't overly well rated, but it seems like something I would really like, and a friend of mine, Gothliquin, really enjoyed this show, so I decided to go for it. And again, it really does seem like something that I should probably enjoy. Again, though, that other people weren't so hot on it, and that is a Cuticle Detective Inaba. I think is how you would say that, or Inaba, which is basically about a detective who is kind of like a demon, or works with demons and stuff. It kind of reminds me of, have I got it to hand here? Yes. Kind of reminds me of this thing, which I haven't actually got back to watching yet, but Azazel, You're Being Summoned. But I watched episode 1 for this and loved it, and I'm expecting something somewhat similar, maybe, you know, less mature content, but somewhat similar and funny. So yeah, Cuticle Detective Inaba. It's sub only, and it comes on a single disc. So, but anyway, yeah, number one from Sentai again. I think this one was like 8 quid or something. It's also Region B, by the way. So if anyone ever wanted to import this themselves, they can. It will work in the UK. Okay, so this is the one I went in the hardest on. I watched a trailer for this and thought this is something I will probably really like. I didn't want the limited edition, which that Funimation put out for it. It did actually come out in the UK from Anime Limited, and it was exactly the same, pretty much. But I don't know, I just don't really want limited editions for every single show anymore. But I did want the show, so when I saw it in this auction, I went for it. It was still cheaper than it would normally cost, but I went pretty hard on it, because I really wanted it. So yeah, I think I paid like 25 for this one, but that is Rage of Bahamut. Genesis, which just looks cool. It's a fantasy series done by Bones, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Bones that did this one, but it seems to kind of like looks like a cross between like Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop with a bunch of fantasy stuff. I'm sure it's not really like that, but that's what the art style kind of looks like. It just looks super cool. Like, I'm almost certain I will love this show. At least I hope I love this show. Like, that's the anticipation I will have for it going in, but this is going to be something I really like. It's a 13 episode series, I think. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, Region A and B, Regions 1, 2, 4 on the DVDs, so yeah, import friendly as well, unsurprisingly. So yeah, Rage of Bahamut. Really happy to pick that one up, I really wanted that one. Okay, and next up, this is the one I mentioned that I was kind of, the way the auctions were working out at first, the order they were going down, I was losing like a bunch at the beginning. So I decided to go like harder on this one than I would have done. Like I paid more for it than I really would have normally have done. But I was like, I want to get at least one. God damn it! Like, everyone's outbidding me, paying prices that I'm not willing to pay. And I thought, well, I haven't bought any of the other ones, so I guess I have a little bit more money to play with than I budgeted myself for these auctions. So I decided to go in harder on this one than I really wanted. I think this cost me like 18 quid in the end, which is still a good deal. But I just don't know if I really like this one that much. It just seems sort of generic, and it's something that I will watch and think that was okay, and probably nothing more than that. But anyway, it's the ambition of Oda Nobuna, which I'm pretty sure has this guy like go back into the past. Yeah, and he discovers that all these Japanese warlords and stuff, including, which I believe is, actually no, it says Oda Nobuna, so I guess it is, I don't know if it's, yeah, it is, okay, Oda Nobuna is Nobunaga. I'm butchering the pronunciations of all of this stuff, I am aware. But anyway, yeah, it turns out they're all like female now, and whatever. So, sort of like harem-esque, I imagine, a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to like this show that much, honestly. I just don't think it's going to be up my street. I think it's going to annoy me in some aspects. Hopefully I will eventually watch it before selling it, but this might be something I sell before I even watch it, because I just don't have any hope of liking that one that much. So if you've seen it, I know that Dylan picked this one up. I don't know if he's watched it yet, but I'd be interested to know anyone's opinion of what that show is like, because a show you can never judge a book by its cover, you can never judge a show by its cover or its plot. I guess sometimes it can sometimes be better than what you think. Be good at HK, for example. So yeah, I'd be curious to know what people thought of that series, because yeah, I don't have the highest of hopes. Something I do have high hopes for, and I was really happy to put this one up. For the most part, it was really, really cheap. Like, it cost me £12, which is an absolute freaking bargain. Unfortunately, there was a collector's edition for this that Sentai Filmworks put out, and the OVA was exclusive to the collector's edition, which pisses me off to this day. But in the end, I was like, I'm never going to buy the collector's edition. I'm just not. Like, it's not a show that I think I need a collector's edition for, and I'm not willing to pay like something like £50 more just to get a 25-minute episode OVA included. So it's a bummer, but I don't know. So I don't know why Sentai did that. I hope they don't do that going forward ever again, because it was freaking annoying. But anyway, I picked up the standard edition of Beyond the Boundary, the complete collection. As I said, I picked it up for just £12, which is an absolute huge steal. So really happy to have this one. It's a Kyoto animation, isn't it? I think Kyoto Annie. People did K-On!, Haruhi and all that. So it looks like it from the art style, so yeah, pretty sure it is. And this one actually looks kind of cool. Like, it looks like it really goes some places, stuff you wouldn't normally expect from this studio. Like, I originally thought from the trailers and stuff, like, well, maybe not proper trailers, but clips I'd seen where they were just doing like the para dancing, is it, or something? I can't remember what it's actually called, but they were just doing that sort of stuff, and just like idol dancing stuff, and I was just on the rooftop, and I was like, okay, this sort of does look like a Kyoto animation type show. But they have been known to do more interesting things. Obviously, Haruhi went to some interesting places. That series that still hasn't been licensed for some reason. People think Funimation might be picking it up soon, thanks to their close ties with Kodansha, I think. Kyo, I can't remember who it is, but or Kadakawa, I can't remember. But the Hyoko, I think it was called, came out like 2011, which is like a mystery series or something. I can't remember if it's called Hyoko, whatever. But yeah, Beyond the Boundary seems to go to some interesting places. Might have some more violent scenes as well. It looks kind of cool, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Don't tell me anything major about it, but if you have just a generalized opinion on this, like, hey, it was really, really awesome, I think you'll like it, then feel free to tell me that in the comments. I'll always be pleased to hear that something I picked up was enjoyed by people a lot. I think this one is very popular, I think. And we got that collector's edition, so it must have been pretty good. Okay, so almost the last Blu-ray? Oh yeah, no, it's actually quite a few more. Okay, so this one I also picked up from that other guy on the Dragon Blaze from the anime forums. This is a show that I used to have in the art box and I sold. I remember wanting to pick up a more complete edition for it, but there just really wasn't one that I liked the packaging for. It had like big, thick DVD sets, and there was also an Anime Classics edition on DVD, which I didn't really want, especially since there was a Blu-ray out in Japan, and Funimation eventually did bring over the Blu-ray. It's still an Anime Classics release, but hey, it's on Blu-ray, so it's a show that I wasn't overly enamored with. It was something I wanted to like way more than I ended up liking I remember watching the trailer for it back in the day when I was first getting into anime. One of the things that really helped with me learning about other anime were trailers, which is why I still love getting trailers and watching trailers. It's an art form I think is kind of lost in the anime industry right now. Like the only company that bothers is Funimation, because they really help. Like they really help you know what a show is and help sell you on it. And one of the best trailers out there ever for me was the one for Noir, with the clock the clock ticking and the I think they were having like the shootout in the warehouse and stuff, and it was really really cool. So anyway, yeah, I've decided to pick up this series again. B Train series, pretty well known for their like girls with gun shows, and yeah, Noir was one of the more early one of those. I think it might have actually been the first one. And interesting thing about Noir, it was the last cell animated TV series, like traditional painted cell animated TV series. So it looks really really good on Blu-ray. It came out in like 2002 or 3, I think. But yeah, it's one of the last shows of its type to ever air on Japanese television, and yeah, the Blu-ray for it is pretty decent. So yeah, we've got Noir on Blu-ray from Funimation. It's an Anime Classics release. What annoys me about these things, just briefly, I've mentioned this in the past a few times, you get this slipcover which has the bland Anime Classics branding on it, which some people like because they like the uniform look you get, which I can kind of get behind to some degree, but all Funimation releases aren't created equal, so who cares, you know, not every Funimation release looks like this. It's kind of like, for example, if you're going to do something like that, a uniform thing, you need to do what Criterion do, where everything looks the same, to some degree, but this one doesn't, and I always just hate how it just looks so bland and boring. But what annoys me the most is when you get under the slipcover, you get like the full image, the border's gone, same on the back, but the spine is still the same. That's what annoys me, that's the only thing. Just change the spine up. Why does the spine have to be the same? Simple as that. It's the only thing I hate about these things. Otherwise, I'd be right behind them. Right, totally. Like, it's why the save editions, in my opinion, are better, frankly, than the Anime Classics releases, because they look nicer when you take off the, or you would do the reversible slipcover. But anyway, yeah, reversible cover. Anyway, Noir, happy to have it again on Blu-ray. I will definitely rewatch that series again. I'm really curious to see if my original opinions hold up on it, and I still think it's kind of bland. That does tend to be the general consensus for Noir, but yeah, I'm curious to see if I might like it more this time. Don't know, or hate it more, I guess, is another potential outcome, since I'm much more learned when it comes to anime, more experienced. Okay, the next one is a bit of a weird one. I picked this one up solely because I thought this is probably my last real chance to pick this up for a decent, cheap price. I wasn't actually sure if I was going to keep this set in my collection. I'm still not 100% sure, but I thought for now this is worthwhile investing in, because it's worth way more than what this person is asking for. And that is, I do have the slipcover, but I've taken it off so it would fit in the art box. But I picked up the first season of Black Butler on Blu-ray. I do already have the collector's edition, the original one. This is the first one that Funimation did once they got into their limited edition smaller art boxes. The original Black Butler, it looks really, really nice. They did this one, I think it was Chrome Shelled, Regios, and Sacred Blacksmith. But yeah, this was the first one they did, and it looks really, really beautiful. I've never gotten rid of it. But I'm not sure if I want to keep Black Butler in the collection. I do like it. In fact, I was one of the few people that liked Season 2 more than Season 1. Like, one of the very few people, it seems. I thought Season 1 dragged, and you got the curry competition in the second half, and I was just like, no thanks. But I thought Season 2 was actually better. I don't know why, I just enjoyed it more. I can't really explain it, but I thought it was better. But anyway, yeah, so I've got the DVD version again. Actually, those are the DVDs. And now I've got the Blu-rays for Black Butler Season 1. The reason why I wanted to get it on Blu-ray was kind of because I had Black Butler Season 2 limited edition, and it always had this giant filler box where you're meant to put Season 1, and it just felt like this takes up so much space, considering I don't have that Season 1 set. Whoops. But now I do, so at least now it's all filled up. And again, like, for me, this was sort of like a partial investment. Like, if I ever want to get rid of this now, it's worth way more money because I have the original season 1 Blu-ray set, which is worth way more than £20 that I paid for it. It normally goes for a lot more than that nowadays, since the only version available is Anime Classics, and even then, like, this is an Aniplex show, this is going to go out of print eventually completely, so yeah, those will be worth money eventually. So if I decide to sell them later on, then yeah, I thought that was a worthwhile investment at the time. I'll get to, if I potentially want to keep the show, then I've got it on Blu-ray, which is great, but if not, it'll be worth more down the road. So anyway, this one I picked up incredibly cheap, and it just seemed like too good a deal to turn down. It seemed like something I would potentially like. It's a series from the mid-90s, was put out by Media Blasters across many volumes and 2-season box sets, but eventually they did a complete collection, and that is Night Hunters, which I think has a more German name. Yeah, Weiss Cruise is the best pronunciation I can think of. So yeah, Weiss Cruise, Night Hunter, or Night Hunters. So yeah, season 1 and season 2. So it's actually like a 39 episode series. Like, season 1's 26 and the second season's 13. So yeah, this whole box set has 39 episodes, and it costs £10. So it seemed like a really good deal. Unfortunately, the box is broken on the inside. The middle tray thing has nothing to clasp onto, but it broke in. I assume it broke in transit. If not, it was already broken. But hey, for £10, it sits in there just fine as long as I'm careful and safely. So not the end of the world. So yeah, Night Hunters. This is something I think I'll enjoy. It's like a supernatural gothic series about basically these people that I assume that are involved in like church maybe or something. And there's like, okay, when the moon rises, the 4 young men of Vice become the most vicious assassins the world has seen. Led by the somber and silent Aya, the team consists of Ken, a wide-eyed former athlete, blah 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 blah. When a slave ring begins dealing in the Japanese girls, and when a group of wealthy entrepreneurs force men to fight to the death in a human chess, the boys of Vice come forth to hunt the evil men and women of this world. I'm pretty sure this is like a Tomei-esque, like kind of aimed at girls more than anything, with like pretty boy designs, I guess, but I don't know. Looks like it goes to some dark places, like gothic, assassins, sort of stuff. Could be good, and it was only £10 for 39 episodes, so yeah. Okay, next up is Bounty Dog. This is another manga entertainment OVA that I kind of needed, kinda. I didn't really need this one. I mean, I don't have it in the collection, but I've seen this one before, and I hated it. I thought it was crap. I didn't find any redeeming value in it at all. Why have I bought it? For a brief 5 minutes, I considered maybe I should just get all the manga stuff, because I pretty much have all the manga stuff. Like all these OVAs, not like go absolutely crazy and get all the manga stuff, but all like the weirder OVAs that they put out. I still might do that. Some of them are really expensive still. Like, I have another one in a minute that I've shown before in the year 2016 video that is worth a lot of money. I was able to get cheap, but there's still a couple out there that are worth a little bit more. But this one actually tends to go for a little bit more than normal, but I was able to get it cheaper. But yeah, Bounty Dogs, 2-episode OVA, done by Production IG, I think. I might be wrong about that. I don't know why Production IG came to mind. It doesn't say that on the back. I don't know. For some reason I feel like they might have worked on this. But one of the things, it's like a dystopian sci-fi cyberpunk type story. One of the things that really annoyed me about it, and the cover kind of shows it, is the whole thing is in like this piss yellow. I'm not kidding. Like, it's like, I mean, there is other colours to it, like red, like all the other colours. Everything feels like it's being watched between, well, everything feels like it's behind like this yellow plastic, like this see-through yellow plastic. So everything has this yellow tint to it, and it just annoyed the living crap out of me. I thought it looked really shit, frankly. I thought it was a really terrible design choice. And yeah, it just pissed me off. I mean, look how green that woman's face is on the disc, and his face, and all, like, the whole thing just has this huge yellow tint to it throughout the whole OVA. And And again, with the art style there, I mean, these guys are a little bit more on colour, and I don't know why I'm having such a bad time being able to show you properly. But yeah, it just looked really, really bad. But for example, one of the reasons why I bought it, I was looking at this thing, which has all of like the manga OVA type releases on it, and I realised I own next to all of these in some form. Like not all necessarily the actual manga releases, but I pretty much have all of these already. So I thought, it might be cool to have them all. I don't know. Like, I've really enjoyed collecting these over the years. Like, maybe it would be nice to have them all. You know, they're never, probably most of them are never going to come out again on DVD ever. So it might be cool to own something like Bounty Dog. I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm still not sure if I'm actually going to go for it to get the rest. There's only a few more to get, but I don't know. I haven't really committed myself to it yet, but I'm considering it. So yeah, one of the other ones I got was Devilman on DVD, which I have watched. I think I mentioned that in the year of 2016 video. I've watched this one. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I did like it. The problem is this is dub only. There's no Japanese on this DVD. For some reason, like manga never released this with the Japanese audio on VHS or DVD. And yeah, the dub is fucking terrible. Like, it's the lowest of the low, I think, that manga have done, at least maybe. It's one of the worst ones they've done for sure. There's no redeeming quality to it at all. Like, I can watch the dub for Psychic Wars, Vampire Wars, Mad Ball 34. I can watch those just fine. They're not particularly good dubs, although Mad Ball 34, I might argue, is actually good, but even though it's bad, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, in the case of like Devilman, there was no redeeming quality to it. It was really bad. Like when the guy turns into Devilman, it's so bad. Oh my god, the English audio is atrocious for this. But anyway, so that kind of like hampered my experience a bit. I actually watched the somewhat, it's not really a sequel, but there's sort of a sequel to this called Amon Devilman Apocalypse, which came out in like 2000. It's like a 45-minute thing. I want to mention that briefly because I watched that and loved it. I gave it like a 9 out of 10. It was one of the coolest... I don't know if cool is the right word. I don't know, I remember watching it for the 45 minutes it took, and I was just like engrossed in it the whole time. Like, it was really, really cool. For the most part, Devilman episode 2, The Demon Bird, is actually pretty cool. The first episode, The Birth, is okay, but nothing to write home about. But the second episode I actually did quite like. But yeah, if I'm going to recommend anything to do with Devilman, I would recommend Amon the Apocalypse. Other people, again, this is something I go against the grain on. Like, it feels like the fans of the manga much prefer this one because it's a much more detailed adaptation. Amon the Apocalypse, which is kind of just skips a bunch of stuff and doesn't really explain a bunch of the characters being there. Like, it's certainly, you have to be well versed in the manga to really get the everything that's going on in Amon the Apocalypse. Even though I'm not versed in the manga, I still really liked it. So yeah. Next up, we got a Discotheque release. This one was the last of those things that were in the eBay auctions, and that is Ceres, Celestial Legend. This is like another, it's like a shoujo series, but it's another one that may be similar to Beyond the Boundary, where it's kind of dark in places, like, and it's got like demonic stuff, angels, heaven and hell sort of things going on in this one, I think. An ancient legend and a modern curse. This was originally put out by Viz Media on DVD, across like 3 or 6 volumes or something. It's a 2-core series, so I'd guess 6 volumes, but I'm not sure. It might have been shorter than that, but anyway. Yeah, I've been wanting to pick up the Discotheque re-release because it's in a nice complete compact set, and I was able to do so in those eBay auctions for like, I don't know, it was like 8 quid, 11 quid, somewhere around there. It was really cheap, so that was really cool. So yeah, Ceres, Celestial Legend, something I've always wanted to see. Another 90s, I think it's 90s, really late 90s, maybe early 2000s, I can't quite remember, maybe year 2000 actually, I think. But yeah, 4 discs, complete series, cool. Okay, 2 more to go. Earlier in the year, I picked up Seraph of the End Part 1, UK Collector's Edition from Universal. Unsurprisingly then, in December, I picked up Part 2 of Seraph of the End Universal Studios UK Collector's Edition. And once again, it's like the first set, it's pretty deluxe, so you've got these playing card things. We got the Digipack packaging, which is better this time. I remember on the first one it looked like they'd used just low resolution like episode screenshots for this, but this time it looks like proper artwork, or even if it is a screenshot it's just higher resolution this time, so it looks better. And you've got the discs on the inside, which look a bit messy I'm sure to American viewers. They got covered in like freaking German copyright, UK multiple Universal Studio copyright stuff, and you've got like giant Region B, this Blu-ray thing, but you've also got multiple languages, the BBFC ratings boards for the UK and Germany and all sorts. It's a fucking mess. But anyway, it's all there. And then we've got this weird thing. In fact, there's two of these. I think they're stickers that you can peel off. I don't know if I'm going to, I probably won't, but like lenticular sticker things. I think they're lenticular. Yeah, they are, but there's no animation to them, they're just 3D. But you can't really tell on the camera, I don't think, but maybe you can slightly tell. Anyway, so I've got 2 packs of those, I've got chibi versions of a lot of the characters, I assume. And then we have a bunch of art cards. And then we have another, oh yeah, this was like, I think it's because I ordered on Zavi, it came with like a, oh no, I ordered on Zoom. It's like the UK Universal Studios online store. It came with like a bonus, one of those. We've got a poster here. And finally we have a guidebook to the second season. Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign. Sounds really cool. Melissa Geekery was the one that sent me down the road to really wanting to see this show. She really liked it, and yeah, it's about vampires, which I really like, so yeah, I thought this had the potential to be pretty awesome, and from what I understand it is pretty awesome. I've actually managed to put this back on camera, that's amazing. But yeah, it's supposed to be quite depressing at first, from what I understand. It sounds pretty desolate, like vampires are now like the basically the dominant race on the planet, and humans, or the remaining surviving humans, are basically like blood cattle. Like, yeah, they're just treated like cattle and used for their blood and nothing else. Anyway, final thing. I picked this up. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this because it doesn't have the dub. There's a dub for this coming out in America very soon. For some reason Anime Limited just couldn't wait any longer and decided to release this film without the dub. Which is a bit of a shame, because it means I'll probably want to double dip to get the dub as well, but anyway. I kind of wanted to get the UK set because it looks so amazing. There's actually an Ultimate Edition for this film. A Production IG film called Miss Hokusai, which won multiple awards in Japan. This is a beautiful set, as you can see. Very nice set. I like the fact that they haven't got the branding on the side, so I might store it like that in the collection. But this looks really cool, right? Well, it's about to look even cooler, so I'm going to take off the slipcover. And here you get this wooden box, which holds it. Nice chipboard. And then we pull this thing off the front, which is also made out of wood. And it slides off. You can see. So beautiful, this thing. And it was only cost me. It was in the their Boxing Day sale, so I think it cost me like 25 quid in the end or something. It was crazy. So, and then we've got a whacking great book here, which again, mainly artwork. Actually, no, it's not. This actually does have a lot of text and interviews and stuff. So for this one, they actually did go there and get a bunch of information. That is awesome. That would be a nice read after I finish watching the film. So yeah, Miss Hokusai. I think it's just an Ultimate Edition, but guidebook, I guess. Then we have the digipack, which holds the movie, which I actually fold it out. So we got the Blu-ray, then we got the film on DVD, and the extras on DVD. On the other side, got a nice Japanese dragon painting thing. Cool. Oh, don't want to do that. And the final thing we have is some art cards, which can I get out of here safely right now? I mean, they don't really need to be in this plastic thing. Screw it. They don't need to be in here, it's not that important. Just peel that off. Take that off, right. And then we've got free access to these art cards. Look very nice indeed. So yeah, is that the right way out? No. So yeah, it's Miss Hokusai. I haven't watched this one yet. I think I will really like it. As I said, it's got lots and lots of awards in Japan, and this is a absolutely gorgeous set that Anime Limited here in the UK did. So yeah, Miss Hokusai on Blu-ray is the last thing for December. Yeah, so that's my December anime pickups in a stupidly long video again. But some of you say you enjoy these videos, so yeah, if you got to the end, once again, thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. If you've made it to the end, please leave a comment. Like, I'd like to hear what you think about any of these shows. Like, what's your opinion on these shows? Yeah, that'd be really cool. So yeah, I've been Blaze. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon for some more anime pickup unboxing videos and the like. And I'll see you soon. So yeah, bye.